Hey everyone, this is Austin Schur here with We Write About Music, and today I'm speaking with Will and Alex of Simesky+Fritch. They have just released a debut single titled Such Imperfection, and I'm super excited to talk to them all about it. Will and Alex, I want to thank you so much for coming on today. How are you both doing?
Yeah, I'm good, dude. Pretty good. It's hot and sunny, and it's yeah, it's a nice place. It's a nice place
Yeah,
to be.
feel ya. Definitely some sweat going on here. How about you, Alex?
I'm bathing in the lasers, just
Yeah,
artificial for me.
exactly. Now, before we talk about the song, I want to talk a little bit about your guys' relationship. As you can see, we are on separate screens at this point, so you're not in the same place. You're also not in the same country. Where in the world are you?
This is the story of our band, the separate screens.
Yeah,
At one point I had this idea of having like the screen appearing as the same time as a separation between us and also as a mediator. I had this
totally.
idea of, that's why on the cover art you can see this black rectangle or
Makes sense. Powered by
you see that
Zoom.
black part, yeah.
There's an obelisk in the middle, containing the
That's
magic
Seriously.
of us both.
For real.
exactly, yeah, that's the monolith.
Um, Will, you mentioned that you were in Wales, and Alex, you're in Belgium. Is that correct?
Belgium. Yeah, I come from
Nice.
Romania, but I live in Belgium for some time now. Yeah.
Very cool. I love Romania. I was just there a few months back and
Oh, really?
yeah, I really enjoyed my stay. I
Oh,
also love Belgium. I've been there before too. What part are you from?
I know.
Or
I'm
what
just
part are you
just
staying in? Excuse me.
I'm living in just a few kilometers from Brussels. It's a little town called Lille.
Nice.
And it's strange because it's little, but it has all these like big firms, like Swift and old IBM training centers from the 70s. It's quite strange.
Very cool, man. Well, I hope
Yeah.
you enjoy it and I hope you can get
Yes,
back to Romania one of these days. Like I said, I was in
me too.
Bucharest for a few weeks and I really enjoyed it. Beautiful country.
Really, I'm from there. I'm from Bucharest.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, man.
I
Yeah.
plan to go back hopefully soon. I went for a music festival and it was a ton of fun. Um,
Awesome.
Anyways, though, I want to talk about your guys' music. You both have your separate solo projects that are great in their own right, but now you've come together for this single, Such Imperfection. And it's sort of, I mean, it's the perfect throwback of like 80s influences and modern influences. You've kind of just put it all in there, but you've made it work. Does this song have any personal meaning to you in the lyricism, or is it mainly like more of an instrumental side for you?
Mhm.
The instrumental comes from Alex. So how this whole thing started is I came across his music on a review site,
Hmm.
and it was instrumental, kind of Alex correct me and jump in at any point. It was kind of instrumental, neon, kind of synth wave,
Right.
slightly prog, and me because he's got the talent, I've got the ego. I want to fill all that space with some vocals.
Sure, sure.
So,
Oh, it's a mix.
uh, uh, so we started like bouncing these ideas back and forth, and
Yeah.
Alex was giving these kind of little kind of sketches of songs that were maybe a minute or so long or a minute and a half long.
Oh,
I
And
would
you were very fast, very fast. I mean, I gave you not this song, the first one. It was another one more slower, and he did it so fast, Austin. I mean, he was lightning fast. It took me years to compose, and he was bam, there you go, song.
sometimes you just know, some of the greatest songs of all time were finished in a day. Don't need to spend too
Yeah,
much time.
I
exactly.
completely get
Especially
it.
if you have that punk attitude. Sorry.
Exactly.
And that is a big part of the joy of this. I mean, these kind of some type of weird continental synergy between between our two countries, and things just go back and forth so quick. As far as lyrics go, it's really weird. So different reviews seem to pick out different meanings.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that.
Some say it's a love letter. Some say it's kind of the sadness of a breakup. And I guess the truth is somewhere between. So sometimes, nobody is perfect, and it's those little details that make someone or something stand out. And I also kind of wanted to try and tap into this kind of inner Machiavellian side of sometimes when something's too good, you just want to kind of fuck it up a little bit.
I get it.
Punk.
I totally understand. It's like the reviews can say one thing, but it's much better coming from your mouth. So totally get what you're saying. And I'd love to hear about your guys' relationship. How do you know each other? How did you meet? And how did this come to be?
It's crazy because we never met in person.
Basically, what is your guys' relationship? How did you meet? How did this come to be? Especially because you have your own solo projects.
So should I go first for the first part?
Oh yeah, carry on.
Go for it. Go for it.
So I contacted Will for a review on Rats on the Run, his blog,
Yeah.
musical blog, and so I asked him nicely, hey, can you review this? And it was from my solo project, instrumental 80s synthwave stuff. One which you reviewed as well, actually. And thank you, by the way.
You're very welcome.
Amazing review.
Totally, yeah.
And,
happy to hear it.
And he did the review, and then he said, oh, by the way, I would like to do like 80s stuff. Would you be, inclined to? And you want to continue with?
So skeptical. You were so skeptical at first. It's like, can I hear some of your stuff? Are you actually a singer? Like...
Right now, the internet is a weird place to connect.
Yeah.
So I fully understand. I get that.
Totally. And I think I had these demos that I recorded in a time when I banished the computer from the studio. Sure. And I just worked hours, as many of us, and I had a period like that. I was recording demos on tape, very raw, but I was trying to keep a groove, just have like back to the roots, more real stuff, and not have so much fiddling around with VSTs all the time or complex modular stuff, which I got back into afterwards. And so I had this trilogy of demos, and one of those songs in this trilogy was the one which became such Imperfection.
Nice.
And but that we worked on that afterwards, because the first one is a slower one, which we haven't published yet.
Right. Yeah, that's actually something that I wanted to talk about as well. Was you have these two mixes that I checked out on Spotify, and there's a 7-inch radio edit, and then there's like the 12-inch just like long form version. Both are great. Both have their time and place, but like, how do you even begin to cut almost 2 minutes of time from something like that? You know what I mean? Like, the song flows so well in the near 7-minute version, and then you have the radio, but like, what is the thought process behind that?
So it's kind of almost the opposite. So it's not cutting stuff out. So we had this kind of perfectly formed, well, imperfectly formed, 3.5 minutes of music, and we just kept coming up with more and more ideas to put into it. And because of the sound and that kind of retro feel to it, we wanted to tap into that kind of proper love letter to 80s. When we used to buy kind of vinyls where you'd have a 33 on one side, playing a much longer kind of B side, and then flip it over and you've got the radio edit and a much faster groove. So we kind of wanted to reflect that a little bit. Whether or not that comes through, you can tell us.
Well, like I said, there's a time and a place for both of them. I feel like at any party or barbecue or gathering or even like a beach day, I'm popping on the long version all day. But if I'm like, hey, you got to check these guys out, I'm probably going to put on the radio edit just to give them a taste of what they can expect in the long run. You know what I mean? So I guess it's great to have both.
So true, because people, they don't have time anymore to listen to long stuff,
That's the thing.
10 seconds, that's it.
For the attention span.
The 25-minute version we've got, it's incredible.
I mean, if you're serious and you're willing to share, then send it on over.
Okay, Alex, next project.
There you go.
It will be the two parallels of synthwave.
Right. So obviously, this is sort of the obvious question, but it's something that I'd love to know is, this is your guys' debut single. I assume that you're still working on things in your solo careers, but do you have explicit plans to work on something new for this new project, or is this a one and done situation?
We do. We have actually songs in the pipeline.
Nice. Okay, that's what I'd like to hear.
Which are more or less finished. I mean, I think we have to definitely remaster them, because we have this basic master that I did, but Will's friend has a better, I think, mastering process, and then we go through that.
Okay.
To give that extra punch for the radio, But yeah, we definitely have like a few compositions, and it's a mixed process, because sometimes Will actually he did also instrumental for a few songs, and then I'm just more of a producer level and just amping a little bit the mix. But usually it's like 50-50. Like I bring the instrumental, then he brings in the vocals and lyrics, and then I take those lyrics, we mix it together, and it's a very, as we said, back and forth project, back and forth movement, and it's very synergetic in a way. I've never had it before.
Totally. I mean, yeah, it all depends on who you're working with, and like if you're working by yourself or with. Seems like it's working though. I'm happy to hear that there's more on the way.
Thank you.
Are you going to be looking to change it up, or do you think that you've sort of found your niche in terms of like that 80s synth wave, synth poppy sound?
So the songs we've got maybe what 8 or 9 kind of queued up either.
Oh dang! Okay, cool.
Ready to finish or ready to master. Like Alex said, it's a real mix. So some of them are his sparks entirely, and some of them are kind of hand over because I can't think of anyone else I'd rather working them with. So I'll give them to him and say, but they all okay. They might have a similar overarching kind of vibe to them, but the textures are really different. The speeds are different. They tap into. So I know kind of anything 80s and neon-y is popular and has been for the last year or so, or not longer, but it's certainly peaking out. But it taps into all these different subgenres. So some of it's kind of
exactly
slow and introspective, like kind of early Cure, or some of it's quite proggy, a little bit kind of Genesis.
Exactly.
So it really shifts around and hops around the different kind of outskirts of these genres.
And just to add upon that, in the retro niche, there are already so many atmospheres that you can tap into. It's not just one kind of mood, because you have so many available moods, and on the surface you have these retro sounds, but on the inside, the music itself, you can tap into different kind of moods and tempos, and so even if we stay in one album in this retro kind of groove, even in this one you can diversify. And testament to that, in my last album, I went to an extreme maybe, because I stayed a bit retro, but in that retro I tapped so many, I think, different attitudes even. So it's even too much actually at one point. So even I have to narrow it down even more.
No, I fully get it. It's overwhelming. I mean, listen, I am not a music maker and I know nothing about production, but what I do know is that if you have a laptop, you can pretty much make anything. You can figure out the program, you can watch YouTube videos, you can make it happen. But it gives you too much choice. And the fact that two collaborators who, like, I don't even know if you've met each other in person.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, which is wild. Which is seriously wild.
We've been working together for over a year now.
Yeah.
We've never met in person. I think the first date is lined up for start of August.
Yeah.
To meet?
Yeah.
Nice. Where are you going to meet?
Roses, champagne. If Alex says
this should be a romantic weekend away.
I'm not talking to him.
That works.
That's awesome. Seriously. Wait. So where are you going to meet?
Kind of a midpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maastricht.
Where's that?
So it's in Holland.
Oh, sweet. Oh yeah, I should know that.
So yeah, it's a easy place to get to for both of us, and also because it's mutual territory, if we hate each other, we can both go separate ways.
True. But I don't think that's going to happen. I only have positive vibes to put out there. That's really exciting. I hope that like some in-person things can actually happen. Like, hey, like,
for sure.
Listen, I also collaborate with people on Zoom all day long, and that human touch is really something that's missing. Like working from home and talking to people, you miss out on certain things. I'm actually really happy. Yeah, I'm happy you brought that up. It looks into your guys' process a little bit. Has it been the same, or have you, I guess, found tweaks on how to make it work better in terms of like sending files back and forth or getting ideas out there?
It's been a wide ride. I think we've did it like on a feeling basis. Whenever we felt like we have the stems ready, or we just bounce it around on a cloud.
Sure.
And it was more or less systematic, but not all the time. It was more or less chaotic, like in a good chaos,
Yeah.
Like sometimes we work fast, sometimes we took some time, sometimes we go back, and it's really back and forth between us, but it's also back and forth in time concepts. I mean,
Sure.
we work with like tools from the present, but we evoke the past. At the same time, we try to find a way to be also in the present with those textures that we use, So it's
Right.
quite complex thing.
I get no, there's no right or wrong way. You just
Yeah.
figure it out. There's no step-by-step guide on how to collaborate with someone in a different country.
And I guess
kind of do it.
if Alex kind of, whenever if I see Alex tired, it's because I've gone like 100 miles an hour excitable puppy and just fired 1,000 ideas at him at once, and he's like, "Will, slow down." Like,
true.
One thing at a time. I do, Alex. I apologize to you for bewildering you with massive amounts of ideas. Some good, some bad.
That's how we did it, man. I mean, it was necessary. Thank you.
For weeding the good ones out.
I love it. I'm just here to mediate at this point. Just make sure you know this
Oh, yeah, dude, you
relationship
still haven't
is
met, so you're like, this is like
exactly. Even the way my screen looks is I'm in the middle and you're one on top. So I'm like, okay, I'll keep the peace and I'll make sure that things are good for the time forward.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we just hit the midway point of this year, which is pretty crazy to say. I can't believe we're midway through 2022. But what does the next year of your guys' collaborations look like, if you have anything planned? I assume that you're going to keep working on your own things. You guys have multiple projects and things of your own. But do you have any definitive plans for the next year, basically?
I think so. Right, because we are so far apart.
Yeah,
it's hard to fix up any kind of sustained tours or gigs. But I think we both like to either just condense that down to maybe just down 7 days. So we're maybe thinking of spending kind of a couple of intensive weeks. Like in 1 week, we meet, we work out how to do it live, we rehearse, then we go do 2 or 3 gigs, and then one of us goes home.
Yeah.
That's definitely something lined up. And then we've got, like I said, we've got these tracks in the pipeline building up to an EP or a little album.
Nice.
In terms of other things lined up, I haven't thought that far ahead. How about you, Alex?
That's okay. Yeah. Any ideas, Alex?
I guess we'll see how it goes, how the singles will perform, how the feedback will be. I think we're kind of this flexible outlet. I mean, we can adapt and I don't think we have like a block strategy. We do that. It'll be depending on many things, many parameters, we'd say. So we'll see. I mean, the project is to make it big in Japan. I don't know.
It's okay. You know what? Keep it loose.
I will do. I will buy a new webcam so this doesn't happen again.
All good, man. I say keep it loose and keep having fun with it and see where it goes. No need to take it too seriously. I have a couple more questions for you guys, but I'd love to know. Okay, so I have mentioned a few times you both have your own solo projects and other things you're working on, and I know that the sounds are also different. But do you have any problems like being like, I want to save this for my own project rather than contributing it to a Simesky+Fritch collaboration?
It's a very good question. On my part, the material comes from the same source, and up until the meeting with Will, I put everything in the United Simesky basket, and since we started collaborating, everything I'm doing creatively, I'm putting in the Simesky+Fritch basket because I have a full-time job, so I don't have the time to work on my solo stuff now. So I guess the wiser thing is to concentrate everything on Simesky+Fritch for me.
That's awesome.
And because I also put some time into graphics, and that also it's kind of a mind bending for me because I'm not an expert, so it takes me 10 times to do one thing, which is like easy for normal graphic people. So yeah, I go all the way Simesky+Fritch for the moment.
Very cool. Will, did you catch my question by chance?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool.
It's the first time I've heard that from Alex. I feel a little bit kind of touched. But it's the minute, I mean, that there is so much fun and joy in passing these ideas back and forth that places where certainly most of my kind of creativity and efforts and time goes into. And I think so. I think you heard the kind of the previous stuff from Fritch, and it's really quite slow and really introspective and textured and layered. Like at the minute, that's just not music that I want to create at the minute. So that's in a back pocket, and when I want to go back to making that kind of that kind of more meandering ideas, then I'll go back to that. But for the minute, I'm really enjoying the liveliness, and I think that kind of synergy between us is reflected in the speed of the music. So as long as that kind of keeps existing, this is the project that I put into.
No, I think both are great answers. It gives you the opportunity to keep doing what you're doing and have fun with it and keep it light. Like I said, you don't always need to have things planned the next year. It's not necessary, because like the more you focus on it and the more you stress yourself out, the more it feels like a job, and music shouldn't feel like that sometimes.
Oh, amen to that.
Seriously.
Seriously.
So I have one more question to ask you guys, and Will, you're probably familiar with this because it's how I like to close it up. But basically the question is for those that are going to discover you from this, and those that are going to listen to your guys' music for the first time, what is an opening message that you'd like to say to them?
Alex,
and I'd love to hear answers from both of you.
Oh no. I go first?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, whoever's ready.
Well, I like to say to people to try to discover other stuff, because, for example, in the synthwave category, you have the big names, but the small names are always struggling, and it's hard to lend an ear to every act that's coming along. But sometimes you can find like this magic thing, and I love it when I find like a new jewel like that,
Totally.
I hope that maybe someday we will be like the jewel for somebody.
Right.
But yeah, just have an open mind, and then things will come to you. This is the way I think I operate.
No, I think that is it's a fantastic answer. Will, you got one prepared?
Going prepared. I mean, this is kind of the strangest thing for me, because I've never released anything that's even vaguely poppy before, or even uplifting. so the first band was a kind of cross-dressing psychobilly band, wearing nothing but G strings.
Sure.
Touring the country, so that wasn't particularly radio friendly. Not that they could see me on the radio. But then the Fritch stuff is kind of that's really slow and drawn out, so that's not particularly radio friendly. So this kind of reception we're getting is, I've not had this before. So if anyone wants to kind of, it's just the songs are easy to pick up. Yeah. And if they're hard to forget, even better.
There you go. Simple as that. It gives variety. And like I said, I'm extremely excited for everyone to give this song a listen. And I want to sincerely thank you guys so much again for taking the time. Glad we can make the time zones work, because we're way all over the world right now.
Yeah, that did mess up this morning, didn't it?
It is all good. It is all good. Please let me plug your music for you one more time. The single is called Such Imperfection. The project is called Simesky+Fritch. We're going to have links so that people can listen and share and follow along and do all that fun stuff. But as a legitimate fan of both of your guys' solo works, it's so cool to see you come together and do this. So I'm very excited to see what happens in the near future, I hope.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Austin.
You're very welcome. I hope to speak soon. I hope it's your guys' nighttime, so I hope you have a great rest of your night. And take care until next time.
Yeah, we'll see you on the next
time.
I'll see you later. All right, bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.